Oh, my ears! This always happens. Ugh. Welcome back to Mega Man 5, everybody. So we've had the big switcheroo. Protoman was innocent, and instead it was Dr. Wily the whole time. Anybody who thinks that it wasn't Dr. Wily, please stand on your head right now. Stop it, Romney. Try to make this thing funny. So welcome back, everybody, but I'm already going to warn you guys in advance. Andrea can attest to this, because she saw me actually record these parts.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Wily's levels this time around are a son of a bitch, and that's just the way it is.
Oh, first death.
Yes. Believe it or not, there are tons of deaths that were literally cut out. And yes, I am using save states, people. It's the only way to be able to keep going in the castle. Otherwise, you'd have to start brand spanking over.
Why did you go hardcore?
Who cares?
Because shut up.
Who cares about hardcore?
Hardcore.
Well, we already know one guy cares about hardcore. And then when me and Brinton made fun of him, he subscribed to us. Like the weird... I'm still... Like, me and Brinton are still trying to explain that.
Okay.
Like, he subscribed to us.
Oh, maybe
Because
he...
apparently he liked our snark, I guess.
Must be. Like the fact you gave him a little roasting.
Yeah. So there you go. And it was really because I was actually mad at the comment. I was mad. He was like, we said it at the beginning of the damn Let's Play, people. It's easy mode. I hate the... I haven't complained about this yet in this game. I hate the rush coil in Mega Man 5. I absolutely hate it. Sometimes its hit detection is wonky. And before people start screaming at me, well, you said this is the PS4 version. Yeah, the original version was just as wonky. So there's not really a whole lot of change there, people. But yes, we are now in Dr. Wily's castle, and I'm just going to warn people in advance. You're going to see lots of magic cuts, because if I actually aired what I legitimately recorded, this would be an hour-long part. That's all the levels of Dr. Wily's castle. All lumped into one. It would have been Deathfest to the nth degree. And before some people scream out, well, that's what we want. No, you don't. You don't want to sit there and see me fail, because it's usually on the same damn pit.
It's the same area.
Yeah, you can attest to this, because you actually saw me record this thing.
Oh.
So, like, this is one of the pits that was a problem, because apparently my jump button decided to not work at that given moment. Either that, or my thumb decided that it was going to say, screw you, you haven't paid me enough money. And I'm not going to press the X button for you. So, there you go. So this is going to be a fun experience for everybody. But yes, we are at the final stretch of Mega Man 5.
It's like...
See? It's the exact same damn pit every single time. Until I finally just said, F it, rush jet. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move over here. There we go.
We're gonna fly.
And just in case we haven't said it enough to you guys, happy 2017.
Yeah, happy 2017. It's a new year.
Here's hoping that the year goes well. I can already tell you my year has started off horribly, because I just barely read the news that Microsoft, in their infinite wisdom, has canceled Scalebound.
And I thought we were supposed to start off good with 2017.
Well, Microsoft didn't get the frickin' memo.
That's Microshaft for you.
Shaft! So basically what you're saying is it's a mini Samuel L. Jackson in the movie Shaft? Is that a mini Shaft right there?
I don't know. I've just heard it called Microshaft before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Microsoft has so many names since they...
I hate that. You know, how could you actually survive that, really?
Well, I did.
I know, it just...
But you saw it. Like, it took a couple of attempts to make it past that one part.
Yeah, but it just seems like you would never be able to pass that part because of how close it is.
Yeah.
Well,
And this was just to get me, like, a frickin' checkpoint so I didn't have to go through the mashers again.
Who wants to go through that mashers like 5,000 times?
Well, I already did go through it 5,000 times.
Where was 3PO when you needed him?
3PO wouldn't have done jack
Yeah, I guess we should say R2D2.
machines making machines.
Cup of S. Yes.
Turn off the mashers and let... No.
And before people start bouncing at me, it was like, well, you just got a bunch of lives, so it should be okay. No, we burned through those too.
Yep.
All right, first and boss of Dr. Wily's castle. And this one actually might look a little familiar to you, Alex, because you are an AVGN fan. And I do know that he's covered this boss.
Oh yeah, this was on his glitch video.
Because he actually encountered a very rare glitch in the NES version of it, where the middle platform would be a ghost platform. It would just decide all of a sudden, I'm not going to show up. So instead you would get pelted by the air. And this is roughly what you have to do here, people. You just have to play roulette with the platforms, and then get back up there. Why I'm using Crystal Eye to be able to do the platform part, I have no idea, but okay.
Why not?
Well, because it's an exhaustible power, so I should technically be using something else. Oh, and even better when that happens, when you hit his little minions, and you waste a Crystal Eye, like that! There we go. Alright, he is at least dead. But I thought you might appreciate that. You got to see the very same boss that the AVGN had a bug with.
Yeah, through his perseverance, he made it, though.
Yeah, because you can actually see in the videotape him riding air.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
No, at that point, I clapped for him, because being able to time that when you have literally no indicator, that's awesome. So I actually think James doesn't give himself enough credit in that video. That is an amazing feat that you basically accounted for, based on the pattern, nothing. Because you had no visual cue for the pattern. Oh yeah, that jump too. Believe it or not, that jump is stupid hard to make.
Yeah, there's narrow jumps like that in Shantae where I just fall into a bed of spikes because I mistime. It looks so simple, but it's deceptive.
Oh yeah.
So
well, the problem is that you hit the ceiling every time. So
yeah.
you have to basically cue it so that you do it properly. And so now we get to go do this section with the occasional moving wheel, which basically acts as like a conveyor belt. Ugh.
I'm surprised that guy doesn't just knock you off the platform.
Well, that's kind of the purpose of that trap.
To knock you back.
So you basically have to jump far enough that when he does give you damage, you will not fly completely back.
Mm-hmm.
So before people say I suck at games, consider the fact that I actually had to calculate that in my head.
Physics.
And then tell me... Physics! With lasers! Then tell me that I suck at games. Because I basically had to take what is considered acceptable damage, and then at that point, make sure that it doesn't kill me via pitfall. So yeah, Mr. Herd Kerr crowd, that's my answer to you. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm actually really bitter over the whole Scalebound thing, because I've been waiting on that game since probably 2013, 2014. I believe it did get revealed in the Xbox One unveiling. Yeah, I think it did. And then at that point we saw it at like E3 and maybe some other places. And I really should have seen this coming, because when they came to the 2016 E3, they announced the multiplayer feature. There's like, wait, you haven't even released this game yet and already you're talking about multiplayer. Something you haven't talked about before. I should have taken that as a hint going, they are not doing well and they are being forced to incorporate something that the game doesn't allow. That should have been my first indicator, but now I'm just officially pissed off. Because I mean, that was my motivation, aside from maybe Killer Instinct, to get an Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted Scalebound because it was from Platinum.
Oh, and this guy.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
Thanks, Rush. We really appreciated your help.
You're welcome. I am a douche because Keiji Inafune nerfed me. I'm literally on my last leg of strength. Yes, I used an energy tank because I don't want to do this section again. I'm going to make him walk into napalm bombs.
Into peanuts.
Into peanuts. Yes. Peanuts of death. Not that kind of peanuts, people. Oh, great. There's another one. Well, walk into my peanuts of doom. Screw you. So here comes the next boss, which requires the gyro attack to beat. And this one you're going to love, Alex. So the only way to do damage to this guy is when those doors open, and then you could use these platforms to attack him. That works out so well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, not really. I'm going to get such crap in the comments because I used the save states in the Mega Man Legacy Collection. I don't care, people. I really don't.
What, would you rather see him not progress and go die every single time?
We want to see him do it hurt Kerr. We want to see him to be the expert Mega Man player that he claims to be. I am a good Mega Man player, but you want to know what? Do you want to know what fun is to me in a Mega Man game? Being able to play the original or the Robot Master stages. I have no problem admitting this on camera, so you guys can have it. Mega Man, the fun of Mega Man to me is the first 8 stages. If I'm going to go and play a Mega Man game nostalgically, it's going to be those Robot Master stages. I will beat the Dr. Wily Castle and all that stuff like my second time around. After that, I'm done. Then I just want to do the Robot Masters, because the thing that's cool to me about a Mega Man game is the Robot Masters. Always has been. And, of course, we are in Dr. Wily's castle. So, you know that this has to happen, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
We have the obligatory boss rush level. And this is the obligatory boss rush level. So we basically have to make our way through all 8 Robot Masters all over again. Doesn't that sound so fun, everybody? I actually don't. I don't mind this stage, because, again, I play for the original 8 Robot Masters, and so this is what's fun to me. And so we actually took this guy out with a Mega Buster when we started. Now I'm going to use his weakness, the Power Stone. Yeah, insert Capcom joke here, because they actually did do a Super Smash Bros. Clone.
I was
going to
say, I'm like, are you making any damage to him with that?
No, because you have to aim the stones right at him.
Oh, jeez.
And the problem is he moves. I think this is actually the Power Stone ability from Stone Man has been voted as one of the worst Robot Master abilities you've ever gotten in a Mega Man game.
It really is.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It has a stupidly wide concentric orbit.
Uh-huh. It's absolutely stupid.
Crap.
And then the times that I actually hit him, you're seeing it on camera. He goes immune, and then at that point, it doesn't count as a hit. But hey, if you plan it out right, Alex, you can, when the stars align, get 2 hits. Yeah, I probably should have just used the Mega Buster, but I wanted to showcase the Power Stone being used. And go play Power Stone on Dreamcast, it's awesome. Now on to Napalm Man, where I'm kind of surprised that we didn't get the obligatory Nam jokes that I've seen happen with Napalm Man. It's like that weapon he used back in Nam. There we go. So yeah, again, happy 2017, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good 2017, aside from me, because I didn't want to have that cancellation happen. And that already worries me, because we got the Nintendo Treehouse Nintendo Switch reveal this Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So that already worries me about, is that going to end up being absolutely horrible to watch? And now I'm worried, because now I've had Scalebound get canceled this year.
What's next?
What's next? Although, you want to know what would make me really, really happy?
What?
Is all of a sudden in a reveal of events, we find out that Platinum acquired that Nintendo acquired Scalebound. That would actually make me really, really happy. I would vindictively buy a Switch just to piss off Microsoft, if that happened. I don't think it will. That's not usually what happens with a console release, people. It doesn't just miraculously move over to another platform. Hi, Starman. Enjoy my water waves. Yay. Yay. Seriously, I should have taken this guy on first because he's so derpy. I'm gonna jump around. And now we're taking on Stone Man.
He looks like something from Sonic.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
The rock guy.
Yeah, the golem in
Yeah.
Sandopolis.
I'm thoroughly convinced because of some of his animations that he was inspired because of it.
It just reminds you of
I
something.
The
think
fact that he falls apart.
Yeah, and
I'm pretty sure this predates Sonic and Knuckles.
It probably does.
I think this
but-
game's like
Actually, no, you might be wrong.
I think this game's like 92. Sonic and Knuckles is like 94.
You know what? That actually kind of sounds about right. I need to double check the release date, but you might be right. It might be a 92 release.
Well, you got a phone on you. Look it up.
Do I have my phone? Yes, I do. So now we're taking on Wave Man. So distract people for me. I'm doing it live, people.
Distract.
Roll your distraction.
Roll for schoolgirl damage.
Yes, exactly. Let's see, Mega Man 5. No.
Just look up Mega Man 5 and the first page should come up as
That's not
Wikipedia.
good.
He's the Mega
December 4th,
Man.
1992. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Sonic 3. Sonic and Knuckles was like 6 months after Sonic 3, wasn't it?
Oh, probably about that, yeah. And that. So, yeah, I think that's right.
I'm gonna get such crap for this one. I ran out of the gravity hold right before he died, which means I spammed it too hard.
jeez, he just jumps right on top of you.
I'm just curious. Mega Man X. When was X out? Because December 17th, 1993. So Mega Man 6 and Mega Man 7 would have collided. But all right, we have our last robot master, and it's of course thinking with portals, man. Because how many people had to think with portals to be able to beat this guy? I have to play with gravity physics. It's okay. People are gonna get mad at me because I'm pissed off at this game. But then, wait for my top 10 games of 2016, Kickstarter fans. You're gonna enjoy it.
You're really gonna put Mighty Number 9 in there?
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I strangely enough, I enjoyed it. So we actually haven't talked about this up until now, and that's the M-Tank. This was a one-time deal because I don't think it ever made Mega Man 6, but the M-Tank was basically a fill-up for all of your Robot Master powers.
That's nice.
They were super rare to get, but like if you saved them, then it was awesome. And yes, this is a Wily battle, by the way, in his big vacuum bot. I don't know what else to call it other than a giant vacuum bot. Yes, I know. It's supposed to be like a stamper, but it looks like a giant vacuum.
I thought it looked like a giant magnet.
I am the Roomba.
Yeah, it
of
looks
death.
like a giant magnet.
So are you saying he's worthless? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Did I go for brave little toaster reference for the win? Wait, we just called Mega Man worthless. Do we really want to call Mega Man worthless? Well, Capcom does, so haha!
Apparently so.
They do. Well, we haven't gotten a Mega Man game in forever, and I doubt we ever will. Aside from, like, these legacy releases.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of Capcom games, somebody actually told me that I haven't told Romney yet, but apparently I have to fire Romney from the podcast.
Why?
Because he didn't like the 2014 Strider and I did.
Oh.
I found that funny. It's like, guys, he has his own opinion on it, but I think the better part of that reaction, honestly, and the thing I was more focused on was Aldo having, like, losing his crap on camera, just like, oh, not this again.
He didn't like the 2014 Strider?
Romney didn't know. He had a bunch of complaints for it. Roughly, like some of the mechanics not working as properly. And I would actually say, yeah, he's probably right. I ended up liking the 2014 Strider just because of the nostalgia factor. It felt like an 80s game. Yes, I stated this. If you want to get mad at me, you can. But then I got a bunch of
And you
emails
threw
telling
an
me I
arrow.
have to kick him off the podcast because we don't agree. Because because I guess the politics of 2016 have taught us as such.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that the politics of 2016 taught us that I should basically just look at him and go, "You dumb," but that's me. All right, so we're down to the final boss battle, and this one is a pain in the butt because Beat is his weakness, and Beat is as finicky as ever with this fight. So basically, you're noticing that I'm spamming my shot, right?
Yeah.
That's basically you using the Beat power, because then he'll go and attack. But then he decides for some reason that he's going to ignore you when he comes back. But you can occasionally get hits like that where he knows where Wily's going to spawn, so that you know how to avoid the attacks. But until then, it's a freaking race to try and kill him. And, okay, so bring in Beat.
Well, what would your name be in this fight?
Worthless.
Worthless.
He's worthless. I don't like the Beat power-up. I like what they've done with Beat in other games, but Beat here is just that. He's experimental. And so much so that I don't even think the Mega Man team gave a whole lot of thought as to what Beat was supposed to do. So, okay, now we have the last hit. The last one.
The last hit.
And then, boom!
Imagine if
no.
you died.
High achievement.
What's the achievement?
It was just that I beat Mega Man 5.
Okay.
Now, don't you feel like you're song chasing Dr.
You know, because I can't turn that
Robotnik?
crap off. Cough, cough, storm shadow, cough, cough.
Alex,
A little bit.
does that remind you of it?
Oh, look, and he's up in a cage. It's almost like he's a trained monkey or something. Hi, Dr. Light. Oh, no! Self-destruct has been activated! Oh! I'm sorry, but the face on Mega Man is golden. And Dr. Light's just sitting there going, what do we do? What do we do? Get out of there.
Try running.
And you can see off in the corner, Protoman. He saved him. So he's made up for his evil doings in Mega Man 5, which weren't even his doings. And wow, Dr. Light gets pudgier and pudgier every game. And that is Mega Man 5, everybody. So let's go ahead and go down the line here. Alex, your thoughts on Mega Man 5?
It's alright.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, too. Like, I don't hate Mega Man 5. Is it the best in the series? No. No, because
Wave Man.
the plot's kind of dumb. But it's okay. Andrea, your thoughts on Mega Man 5?
Same here. I think it's okay.
Yeah, you could tell at this point, especially with this game's reception, that the Super Nintendo was out by now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, well, we're waiting for Mega Man to make the jump to 16-bit. And the sad part is that they actually had to wait 2 games. And 5 was one of them before it actually would happen. And so a lot of people kind of wrote it off as okay storyline, okay everything, but we really just want to see 16-bit Mega Man. And they had to wait a while for that to happen. But
Napalm Man.
here's the thing, though. We have one more game in the NES era in the Mega Man series to take on. So you know what? We're just going to take it on next week. We're going to start things up with Mega Man 6, the final NES entry. And before people come out and say, 9 and 10... 9 and 10 are in 2007. Which means, as far as I'm concerned, they are Wii, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3 releases. So at that point, they may look 8-bit, they are not on 8-bit systems. 6 is the last in the 8-bit line. And then eventually they moved up to 16-bit. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and bust through Mega Man 6 and get ourselves up to the 16-bit era. Because I think it's been long enough. Has it been long enough?
I suppose.
Yes. We've already burned through 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still 5 others in the series. And then it's done. And then we can move on to, well, other Mega Man games. But we'll figure that out. And people have already been asking me, so if you like Mighty, since you brought up Mighty Number 9, since you like it so much, will we see a playthrough? I'd make the argument, but I would probably talk to Alex off camera to see whether or not we do it. Because here's the thing. I like Mighty Number 9. I'm not saying it's a perfect game. It's got some issues. But, hey, indie games have issues. I don't know what to tell you guys. The only reason that people are pissed off is because of the Kickstarter shit. That's just the bottom line.
I'd say it's a little more than that. Give people a little more credit than that, Adam. If people were just pissed off by the Kickstarter, I think they wouldn't.
And that very much flavored their opinion on it.
It certainly didn't help, right? But I think a lot of critics point out a lot of the flaws in the overall design of the game.
We'll get there when we get there, people, but suffice to say, the critics were also very burned by the Kickstarter, and it flavored their opinion. We'll see you guys next time. No, I read so before I did my Mighty Number 9 review, I read 20 reviews on it. And all of them stated the same things. But they stated them as flagrantly as they did. As the other guy did. And so and then I had to go and do my homework, all of which were in the Kickstarter. So at that point, I'm sorry, you can't have an objective opinion when you paid into a Kickstarter that you were expecting was going to be awesome and then eventually turned out to be crap.
Isn't that basically the same, though, as buying the game and